Okay, so these are the two blocks that I trimmed up on the table saw. They're actually two pieces of 2x4 I just had in the scrap bin. And you probably can't see the pencil marks. However, you can see this black Sharpie, and that represents the wood that I'm going to remove with the bandsaw. It's going to be a stitching pony for leatherworking. The idea is it's basically a set of jaws. So the jaws meet up here at the top, and you have a little bolt that goes through here, and you can tighten that, and you wrap these with leather just so it protects your work, and you can then insert your leather piece you're working on, your stitching, you clamp it up here in the jaws, and then you can stitch it without having to worry about it moving around and getting out of whack. And I'm basically just going to cut these out on the bandsaw, drill the holes. Actually, I might drill the hole first. I'll flatten out the bottom, and then I'll basically just screw it to a board somewhere, put the bolt in, and that's about it. I might 3D print a knob for the nut on the bolt, so I can adjust it a little bit easier. Maybe, I know that it's not, you know, two full 2x4s, but it's two pieces of two 2x4s, so maybe this is an entry in the I've been seeing a 2x4 build challenge on YouTube, so you know, you didn't use the whole thing, so maybe you can get another project out of the leftovers of these. But you know, I'm just making it because I need a stitching pony. Alright, I'm ready to drill a hole. There we go. We can get this on camera. Just going to do a little bit of shaping with the rasp, so I can get it a little bit smoother. You can tell I'm really not that great on the bandsaw. I don't know if it's me, or maybe my bandsaw is not that great. Okay, so I've done a little bit of touch-up work on the jaws, just that there's a little bit of gap now. It looks a little bit big, but remember there's going to be leather wrap over both sides, so that'll take out a considerable amount of that gap. I went ahead and pretty much just kind of smoothed everything out with the 80 grit. I deepened these relief notches just a little bit because I put it in the vise and gave it a test, and it wasn't quite as easy as I had hoped it would be to clamp it together. It's easier now, and I also drilled another set of holes a little bit higher up, and that way I don't have to, because that's going to put a considerable amount of stress on the whole thing. And so if I don't need that depth there, then I'll just put the bolt up here, and that way I'll save a little bit of use on the jaws, or on the whole setup really. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these and screw them together, and then I'll have to find a board to screw that to. Hopefully there's not too many screws in this little piece here, and it should hopefully hold up if I do it right. Okay, I don't know how much I got, but the plan is to make a little screw that I can turn by hand, and what I'm going to do is weld the nut onto a couple of washers, and then cut a little short piece of this rod and put it on the sides of that, so you get a wing, that sort of thing you can twist by hand. I figured that'd be easier, faster than trying to mess around with the 3D printer and print a knob that may or may not break under pressure. The darn thing moved. set. Oh, that's full. Done for the night. Cleaned up. I always think it's a good idea when you're done working, you clean up your workshop. That way you come out in the morning, everything's where it should be, no messes. You get a fresh start and start working on whatever you want. Oh, you need to bring that in here so it doesn't get rained on. Alright, so we have a finished stitching pony. That's it, stitching pony, finished stitching pony for leather working. And no, it doesn't look as fancy as the one they sell in the store for like 80 bucks. It didn't cost me 80 bucks though. It cost me a couple hours of labor. Not even that really, I mean, yeah, so I think that came out pretty cool. So maybe you'll see it in some leather working stuff, holding leather while I stitch it. Neato. And let's see, yeah, that's it.